if you're ready or not. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tona's Table. Today is going to be a great day. Repeat that after me. Today is going to be a great day. So, I just got some news that, got me a little shaken, right? But I'm going to still do me because the show must still go on. If you have not noticed or not, I'm back. I took the month of May off. Oh, the month of April was fantastic, and I'm going to do a rundown, but I want to first introduce this amazing, beautiful, awesome author, First Lady, Minister, Kesha Cox next to me. Hi, Kesha. Thank you for being on the show. After I do Tona's update, we will have Kesha. We will talk to Kesha, and I did not tell you people only want to talk to me when I'm on it, when I'm doing my show. Nobody never call me and me at a time. But after I finish Tona's update, we are going to have the privilege and the honor of introducing to some. And most of y'all should know her and her greatness. Like I said, tonight is going to be a great show. So with that said, Tona's update. Do you know it is June and a half of the year is already gone? Like, if you are here, it's already half of the year. So this year has been very busy. If you follow me, like I said, from January to April, I am walking in my purpose. I introduced myself. Hello, my name is Tona Buck. I'm a sexual abuse survivor and an advocate. So myself, along with my organization and my warriors, Rose Advising Over Sexual Abuse, we put on our 5th Worldwide Sexual Assault Awareness Month walk the second week of April. Yes, breaking the silence against sexual abuse. And I am in the process of now going to state to state to state. When I say that if I could have chosen another purpose, and y'all hear me say this all the time, I would have. It wasn't chosen for me. It was given to me. For some reason, God trusts me that I'm going to work until I have no breath to make sure we have no more. But a couple things happened that I'm excited about. One is that my Uncle Orton Bellamy, shout out to my Uncle Orton in South Carolina, because of Rosa, he was able to have South Carolina in a resolution identify April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So this is the thing. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It came from the White House down, but the states pretty much have to adopt it. You know what I mean? To push it, to having the resolutions for it to be acknowledged. So as soon as that process happened, it allowed me to now reach out to those in South Carolina so that we can have their official first worldwide sexual assault walk in South Carolina. So I had an amazing meeting this week with Angela Brown and some other strong women, the director of human trafficking. For those who may not know, Horry County is the county that I'm a South Etonian, raised in South Carolina. I'm born in South Carolina, raised in Trenton, have land, family back and forth in South Carolina. So that's my second home. But the county that I have land in and I was raised and my people still live in is the biggest human traffic area in South Carolina. And the reason being is that we're so close to all the waters and the beaches, and guys are coming in for golf. And so it's very easy to transport our victims. We have very easy accessibility to the predators. So we had a meeting last week and it went amazing. This awesome team is on board. I have an amazing team from Los Angeles that I'm meeting with soon that will be aboard to have in Los Angeles. See, this is my vision, right? My vision is not just to have a couple of people walk in each state. My vision is for every state, every second Saturday in April to have their own major worldwide virtual sexual assault awareness month walk. The only time it won't be the second Saturday if it's Easter. And so this year for 2023 is April the 15th, 2023. So I'm already, I needed a month because it was my birthday month. For those who don't know, it's a national holiday. And I party hard. I live life very well because I know my trials and tribulations and my trauma experience, and that I'm blessed to still be living, and not only be living, being in a position that I can change lives with the help of so many other people. So I was exhausted. That showed me, I turned 35 this year. I was 25 for a minute, but I turned 35 this year because my daughter Tay blessed me with a grandson. So I said, I was trying to go to 30, but she turned 30. She was a hater. She asked me to go to 29. I was like, you're hating. I'm not. It's not a milestone. So now I'm 35. So I was tired. So I was like, the whole month of May, I always shut down. But I was so honored to hear what is going on in this young lady's life. Before I go into our guest tonight, I'm trying to think. I was also honored, and I want to give, I don't have the proper name, the Women of Celebration and Skip Belly honored me, and along with phenomenal women. It was supposed to happen like this big celebration, but something happened, neither here or there. We were still honored for our contribution in the community. And I remember when I was younger that I had gotten, they give you the resolution from a resolution with all this stuff on it. And when I was younger, I've been doing this for over 2 decades serving. 3 decades serving, and I used to get resolutions all the time, and I would be like really excited, and I was overly excited with this resolution because it was in my purpose. Not that organizing Trenton's first HIV and AIDS walk wasn't my purpose, and feeding thousands of people, or organized Trenton Cancer Walk. That's not everything. Everything was pieces of a puzzle that was being put together. God got the box, but he was putting all these pieces together and preparing me for this platform. But this platform for Enough, No More, is very meaningful to me because it's personal, right? This is I'm a survivor, and I get to be the voice for the voiceless, and also let people know that they're not by themselves, and educate people about sexual abuse. So this one was very important, very special to me, and I want to thank them for honoring me. But let me just tell you this, Keish, right?
Uh-huh.
I sent it out to my family and friends, and I said, like, so I forgot what resolutions look like, and they said, whereas Tona Buck is college graduate from blah blah, whereas Tona Buck is blah blah blah, and I'm reading about Tona Buck because I think, see, when you're a servant, you forget what you really do. You just do it because it's hard work, right? I was like, this is a bad chick. Like, I wasn't there to brag about me. I said, there's only a God that could take all that horrible trauma I experienced and turn it into something positive. Like, every time it was whereas, I was like, but God, it said whereas, I was like, oh, but God, whereas I was healed, whereas I learned how to forgive, whereas I learned how to walk in my purpose, whereas I learned to trust people again, whereas I learned to love people again, whereas I learned to love me, whereas, but God, girl, I was, listen, I had to read it, I had to do a double take. I was like, who is this chick? Who is this chick that they are talking about? Because sometimes you be in storms and you go through so much that you forget who you are. I was talking in front of a group of people, ladies, the day of my walk. I had a speaking engagement, and I remember saying to them, it's okay when you have trials and tribulations and traumatic experience in the last season, but what happens when your season lasts a year, 2 years, 3 years? My season lasted for 7 years after getting hit by that car, left on the street to die. 7 years. And I said to them, I remember one morning I woke up, Keish, it was in the winter, and I smelled spring. And I was dating a guy at this time, and I hit him. I said, "You want to smell that?" He was like, "Smell what?" I said, "You want to smell those flowers?" Wow. I said, "You want to smell the grass?" And he was like, "What are you talking about? It was winter." He was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm saying this to say this to somebody. Regardless of what season you're in, and especially if you are in winter, your spring will come.
Yes.
because it's a book that I believe in. It said, "We've been married, do it for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Please don't let me start," because I'm a witness. I'm a witness out of nowhere. I was depressed, had anxiety. My soul was on the respirator, and one day, literally one moment, 1 second, the same second that changed my life for the worse, that same second came back and gave me my life back out of nowhere. So somebody's spring is coming. I want you to believe that with me.
Yes.
Somebody's spring is coming. I know it's been hard. I'm writing a book right now. I'm in the middle of a book right now. I
Oh,
know it's hard. I know, yes, girl. With a brain injury, still on the, I'm still not totally healed. Still can't spell. But I'm getting ready to publish. I'm gonna publish my 4th book before the end of the year.
wow.
No, I'm gonna write my 4th book. I had no to be publishing other people's books and
Wow.
ghostwriting people's books with a brain injury. Girl, go. Let me introduce you and say, "But God, let it go on with you," because I know you can make. I'm gonna have church up in here. Anywho, April was amazing. I thank y'all. Oh my God, really fast. Everybody who donated the cereal, I gave out for my birthday. I asked for 100 boxes of cereal to give out to the community, and y'all came through like that. In less than a week, I had 100 boxes of cereal give to the to give away, and we fed for the last week of my birthday. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for anyone who helps me, because I am because of you. If you've helped me in any way, I just want to start the half of this year off saying I thank you from the bottom of my heart for my team, my Voles of Warriors team, all my family and all my friends, everybody from text. I don't care what you've done. I just need to say thank you.
Mm.
Thank you. So with that said, I have an amazing, awesome, beautiful, talented woman sitting next to me. Please introduce. Well, I introduce you, Keish, but
Yeah.
do your introduction, because of course I could go on and on and on about how fantastic I know you are.
Oh, thank you, Tona. Thank you. And thank you, everybody that's watching. Well, my name is Kesha Cox, and I am the author of three amazing books. The first book is Never Settle for Less. And my second book, well, Never Settle for Less, was published in 2015. And You Can't Stop Greatness was published in 2018. So I'm releasing my third book, Grow in Your Prayer Life. And I am so excited. So not only am I an author, but I am also the wife and ministry partner of Pastor David Cox. Our church is located in Ewing Township, 611 Parkway Avenue. And I'm a mother. I'm a counselor. I'm a friend. I'm everything. I wear many hats, and I am graced to do it all. So I'm very thankful.
I'm excited. So, Keish, what was the mindset behind writing this particular book? Because I read the other ones. So for those who may not know, Keisha, like me, the first one, let me tell her, look at telling the business, like, let me tell you, because I talked about you. The one thing I love about when I have world changers next to me, I will pump y'all up because I know who y'all are. But anyway, I'm not even gonna do that. Keisha, what was the mindset? See, that's what people be like, Tona, you know, you can take over the show only with people that I know.
Right,
I
right.
know that are great. And
Yeah.
y'all are very humble. So y'all say that back like I did, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, you are great. So what was the mindset behind your last book?
Well,
The latest book,
the
the newest book.
mindset behind growing your prayer life is because I'm passionate, very passionate about prayer, and I'm very passionate, and I love God. You know, it just amazes me how much, a God that knows everything about you, your strengths, your weaknesses, your thoughts, even before they're formed in your mind. He knows every single thing about us, and it just amazes me, how much he knows so much about us, but still loves us,
Yes.
still, grace us with his presence. And, I'm just amazed by that. And I'm also thankful. And I just had so many people because, I'm passionate about prayer, Tona. I had so many people in the past and even now, that will come to me and say, you know what, Lady Cox, I just would I want you to teach me how to pray, and I would tell them, prayer is just it's like talking to your best friend. It's like sharing your heart with your best friend, and that's who God is, the one that created you, the one who knows everything about you, is having a conversation with him, you know, and just, sharing what's on your heart with him, and I was just, it was on my heart for so long, Tona, even through the pandemic that we just went through. And I had stopped writing. And I was just like, you know what, I need to pick up. I need to pick back up writing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
God desires to have a relationship with us, as his children. Um, and I would tell people, in order to have a relationship with God, we have to talk to him, right? We got to have a conversation with him. We got to spend time with him, and that's prayer is the privilege that we have, to fellowship with a God that knows us, intimately, and who desires to have a relationship with us in return. Please forgive me, Tona, because I had braces.
Ooh, that's okay. I would never listen. If you want to say nothing, I would have never known. You go, girl.
Yeah, because and sometimes I kind of get like little tongue tied, but but yeah, Tona, it's just my passion for God, and just my passion for prayer, and just how you know prayer can just release so much power in our lives. Not only do we pray about things, but we're praying about guidance and direction, and we don't have to walk around in the dark wondering, what should I do, what should I do? Go to God in prayer. And that's what my favorite scriptures is, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, where it says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not to thy own understanding, in all of your ways acknowledge him.
And he will direct
Your
your path.
it's acknowledging him, in whatever situation that you're in or faced with, whatever decisions that you have to make, acknowledge him. And his word says that I will direct your path. So prayer, it gives us guidance, through prayer, God will teach us about ourselves, right? Because I know so many people, including myself, we'll go to God about somebody else. We need to fix them. God, you need to fix them. You need to do this, you need to do that. But what about you? So through prayer, will God will reveal yourself to you, which is a good thing. And I
Yeah.
tell everybody all the time, if God corrects you because he loves you so much, right? And if God, word corrects you, which we know that it will, consider it a compliment, right? Because God loves his children. God wants so much for us, as our father, so consider it a pure joy, and a privilege when God corrects you, because he loves you so much, because the calling on your life is so much greater, than anything that we could ever imagine. So,
Think of it. That's true.
yeah.
Um, so with a book, because I've done it 3 times. Book tour. What's going on? Tell us where we can get the book. Tell us
Oh,
how we can get that autograph. Tell us your
yes.
agenda that's coming up.
Okay. Well, my book release is going to be Friday, June the 24th at 6:30. And it's going to be at Calvary Christian Fellowship Ministries, which is located at 611 Parkway Avenue. So if you can, guys, come out. We're going to have a great time. It's not going to just be a book signing, but it's going to be a ladies' night out. So we're going to have an amazing time. And if you can't make it, that's perfectly fine. You can always visit my website, and you can always pre-order your book through my website, which is www.neversettle4less.com. And you can pre-order your book. And I'm actually shipping my first books out this coming Monday. So for those who already pre-ordered, thank you so much for your love and your support. You will not be disappointed.
I'm sure you won't.
And you will you should receive your books very shortly, very shortly.
Kish, what time is the event on the 24th?
It's at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, 6:30 p.m. at
Mhm.
Calvary. Are you doing Amazon yet, or you just doing personal?
Well, They can actually they can purchase it through my website, and it's also on Amazon as well. All three of my books are on Amazon. Never Settle for Less, You Can't Stop Greatness, and Grow in Your Prayer Life. All three of those books are available on Amazon. And also, Growing Your Prayer Life is also available at Barnes and Nobles as well.
So one thing that I know about you, other than you being a child of God, and
Hmm.
that you truly love Him, that you are a minister. What would you tell someone who's listening to us right now who may be struggling? It's a two-part question. One
Hmm.
question is someone is who does not have a relationship with God at all, right? And the
Yes.
second one for someone who has a relationship with God, who relationship may be struggling right now because of life.
Right.
You talked about people for 2 years, COVID. A lot of people are questioning. A lot of people. So two questions, and I know you can answer because you're a minister. So I'm just want to put that out there because I know we got some non-believers and believers that may be maybe struggling.
Hmm. Well, we all struggle. Okay. So, but what I'm going to tell you is don't give up. Is don't give up. Keep pushing. Every day. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But um I would just say, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on life. And if you had a relationship with God and kind of backslidden a little bit because you're questioning life, you know get back into your rightful place. Start back praying. Start back reading your word. I do know there's a few churches that are currently open. One of ours, our church, is open. But don't give up on yourself. Don't give up. Never stop fighting and never stop believing. Because you had purpose. You were created with a purpose. So every day that you're able to get out of bed, breathe, every day, that you're able to move, you know, that's a day, that's a new opportunity to get up and do something different, to do something great, so don't give up on yourself. If God is not through with you, then you should not be through with yourself. We all fall, we all fall short at times, but get back up, dust yourself off. Okay. Any mistakes that you make are just lessons learned, are
Yeah.
just lessons learned. Do not allow for anybody to condemn you, and do not condemn yourself. We all make mistakes. We all fall short. Get back up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. And also pray, 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 because God will give you the strength that you need to keep moving forward.
So is this book a book? Because is this a how to do book, or is it a book like a workbook that you
It's not,
can?
not a workbook. What basically with this book, Tanza, I'm sorry, Tona.
Okay.
This book, I'm giving them the basics about prayer. I'm giving them, what is prayer, why it's important to pray, you know and then I'm going into dealing with the issues of the heart, and why the heart matters, because we look at the outside appearance of everybody and say, oh, this person may have got it all together, but God, he looks at our heart, right? He looks at our heart. So I'm talking about dealing with the matters of the heart. One chapter that I have, Tona, is Lord, check my EKG, and it's
Mhm.
with the issues of the heart. And the next chapter that I have is, Lord, help me check my attitude. Because it's so important how we approach God with the right attitude, and even how we approach others. You
Yeah.
know, so how we approach our supervisors, and how we approach our husbands, our wives, our friends, all of that matter. And I also have a chapter too, Tona, Lord, increase my faith, because so many of us, we struggle in our faith, where we don't believe, and some of us, we give up so fast. We think that God is supposed to just, you know, you pray one time, and it's like, okay, God, you didn't answer my prayers. So
Yeah.
through that, you got to be persistent, right? You got to be intentional. You got to be intentional about what you want, right? So Yeah, so this book is just, it's
But
about prayer, how important prayer is, and we're dealing with a lot of areas, of a person's life, my life. This book has challenged me in so many areas, and at times, I'm challenged to go back and read what I wrote, and I'm like, ooh, so I'm very thankful for it. But
yeah, I know that's right.
I'm very, very thankful for it. And one thing about me, Tona, I'm not just writing just to be writing. I want people to
Mm-hmm.
be inspired, encouraged, and motivated, anything. And I believe that my readers deserve nothing but the best. And I'm going to give them just that.
And I believe it. Like I said, I read the last two books and they were wonderful. The one thing that you said a lot of stuff. Thank you for answering those questions because I come past and I talk to a lot of people as well that
Mhm.
are having difficulties just with life, like for
Just,
real.
yeah,
I always tell people to always be careful about when you and your spring is somebody in their winter
yes, absolutely.
because people have because it's very easy. That's when people really need to just check themselves a lot of times because
That's
it's very easy a lot of times. Like get over it, it'll be all right. No, no, because you in your spring, enjoy your
right,
spring, but
right.
somebody may be in their winter. And prayer does literally help. And the book is very significant and it's very important because I've had like young babies, Christians who
Mhm.
would say, how do I pray? What does that mean? And so I would, obviously, I'm gonna push a book anyway, but make sure that it gets not only in young Christians' hands, but everyone, believers and non-believers,
Yeah,
because prayer is definitely a connection. And people used to always ask me, how do you pray? Like you said, just like I'm talking to one of my friends. But the good thing about that is that God ain't judging.
exactly, Tona. And
He ain't judging. He not judging because
that's the
if
so
you want to tell your business to some people, they judge it.
yeah, and that's why you got to be careful who you connect with, Tona, right? And that's why you got to be careful, who you share your business with. And I'm so thankful that I can go to God and I can talk to him about anything and everything. And I'm so grateful for that. And just tell people, um you're going to God, concerning this person. Okay, and that's fine. But also, while you're going to God concerning,
Hey,
people, you got to make sure that you check yourself. Make sure that you're coming before God with a humble heart because we're so quick to point the finger. We're so quick to judge and to criticize others. And you never know what that person has been through. You never know what that person may be.
exactly.
And that's why it is so important that we not be so quick to judge people. And that's why it's also, and I tell people, I even got a section in my book, Tona, where I'm talking about forgiveness. We can do something, right? And we go to God and we ask for forgiveness, but a person can do something to us, Tona, and we
We'll
don't
hold that, we'll hold that for the next 50 years.
right, we don't want to forgive. And I get it, we're human, I get it, but at the same time, you can take that to God in prayer and say, God, like, I'm really struggling in this area. And people think that you got to have set words. No, God, this is my heart. You created me. Even the words that I'm not saying, God, you completely understand what I'm saying, where I'm coming from. And I'm just, Tona, I'm just amazed by how God is so patient with us. Because
I gotta write a book about that.
gave us, but I'm just so thankful. And people just make things, people make Christianity so hard. And I tell my babies, all the time, that it's, yeah, I mean, we're wrestling against certain principalities and spirits. I get it. But Christ is so much bigger than that. He's so much grand than that. Because we
Yeah.
know the enemy, he cannot do anything not unless he has God's permission, right? So whenever
Mm-hmm.
we're going through any trials, whenever we're going through any tribulations, the word of God says in Romans 8:28 that all things work together
Work
for the,
together.
we may not understand it, we may not agree with the process, but it's
At
all
all.
work together for my good. And even though we don't understand it or necessarily agree, Tona,
Like it.
when we
It's
that other side, we're going to be like, you know what, God, thank you. Now I understand. But I want to thank him through the process. I want to praise him through the process. I want to trust him through the process.
Yes, no, I get it. Listen, so we have my cousin Alice. She said to me, like, normally I can't see because I'll be trying to be cute without these glasses on, but I wear my readers. But I can kind of see that she said, yes, I'm reading First Lady Cox book, Never Settle for Less. I can't put it down. I've been reading it since I got off work. Thank you for the support, my cousin. And I'm hoping that y'all, not hoping, I know that y'all going to go out and support this book because she's a phenomenal author. She's a woman of God. Like I said, her heart is pure. She's an angel. I love everything about this about Keish. So with that said, we need for you to join her on June the 24th at Calvary Missionary Church at 6:30. If they need to contact you, give them your contact information for me, Keish.
Sure. And it's Calvary Christian Fellowship Ministries. The book release party is going to be at 611 Parkway Avenue in Ewing, New Jersey. If you need to contact me, you can contact me on Facebook, Kesha Cox, Kesha Cox. Instagram, it's KMCOX. If you need to reach out to me and call me, that's perfectly fine. My number is 609-802-3858.
Well, Miss Kesha, I thank you for being on Tona's table tonight. I told you I only like to put world changers next to me or across from me at that point, but now we're next to each other because of COVID. But I'm glad. I'm glad that you joined me tonight. I'm glad that you were able to share your upcoming book, and I believe not only are you going to inspire people to pray, but you're going to inspire that person that's sitting there, that's sitting, listen to us, that has a book on their heart, that has a book in their spirit, that just start writing. People always say, maybe like being an author. They I don't know. I have a brain injury. I don't know how God does this, but He does it, right? And so the same way, I was people. I ain't nobody. If he can use me to write a book, and I don't care if I reach one person, he can use your story too. I think people think,
Right.
or people who want to read my book, who want to read my story, who want to, girl, we do. There is somebody out there that needs your story.
Yes.
Somebody out there that needs your experience. Somebody out there that needs your knowledge and your wisdom. Please don't let stuff that we go through be in vain.
You know what, Tona? Let me tell you something. I was so nervous when I wrote my first book because I said to myself, I was very transparent in that first book.
It
Very.
was very good, but you can't put it down.
I shared with people, when I was in elementary school, how I was diagnosed as being, special needs, you know, um, and how I lost my mother at a very young age. My mother was a teenage mother. My mother had me at the age of 14 and she died at the age of 15, and some of the things that I went through with domestic violence, and I was very transparent. And I wrote the book anyway, Tanza, because I said, you know what? I said, I didn't go through all of this for nothing. So I want to be able to share with the world, what I, experienced and lived through. And I know that it will help someone else. And it has really, really, really helped and encouraged and inspired a lot of people to also talk about their learning disabilities, their special needs. And let me tell you something, Tona, I don't say this to brag, but Never Settle for Less sold 1,000 copies. I sold 1,000 copies by these by these hands right here,
Yes.
because I was so determined, to get my story out there. Very, very determined, So if there
Do
is
it.
on your heart, go ahead and do it. Anything. If you want to start that business, if you want
Do
to
it.
school and get your degree, get your high school diploma, GED, whatever it is, do it.
Do
Some
it.
to use fear as our fuel. Do it. If it's on your heart, do it. You can do it. Everything that you
And I
need
think
already on the inside of you. Do it.
And I think some people just need to hear it. Just do it. Like some people are waiting back from like a sign from God. Not that we God, but
Right.
sometimes God put people in the right position
Yeah.
to say, "Do it. Let's
Yes.
go. Let's get it done." But with that said, my Keish.
Mhm.
But with that said, my Keisha, I thank you for being a part of Tona's table. I thank for those who joined us tonight. I look for great things. If you have any other book signings or whatever, please, as you know, you can use my platform. And I am not booked for the month of June. This is my first. Normally I'd be booked 3 months out for Tona's Table, but because I take the summer off, I'm not booked the month of June. So if you have something that you want to share, my job is to shine a light on you or whoever, what business, books, opportunity, wisdom, knowledge, whatever you have. If you want to be a part of Tona's Table, I encourage you. You can reach me at 609-331-9931. Tona Buck, Instagram, tonabuck.com. It's Tona Buck. Everything's Tona Buck. TONABUCK. So please, I want to shine a light on you for June, and then I'm gonna start in July booking for the next from September on. So I look forward again to shining a light on you. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to shine a light on you tonight, Kesha. I know your book is going to be a success because God already got it. It's already done. Take care. I love you. Thank you. Bye, sweetie pie.